channel. My name's Animal, Prehistoric Farmer. Hopefully you're all doing good and all the other good jazz. What's going on, Nightfall? Welcome in. How are you doing this morning? Trying to get the stream shared out and all that good jazz. Sorry if I missed you while you were here. Hopefully you're having a great day. Sorry I didn't have my second screen popped up so that I could at least see chat going on my stream while I'm trying to share this out. Alright, let me get this shared out, you guys, and I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Appreciate that. How's your day going or morning going? I never really understood that. Like, I go into people's channels all the time. I don't know. I usually get a shout out because I'm a channel, and it'll pop up and it'll say, "Hey, this channel has just popped into your channel," so they'll give me a shout out. But other than that, like, I've never asked for a shout out, so I don't get to ask or the reasoning behind doing that. I mean, when it's only one other person, it's not really helping you out. And if there's like 200 or 300 people in here, it might help if you were, you know what I mean. But I also don't allow, what do you call it, coming in and putting out your own channel and stuff into my channel either. So I don't allow that. But if you're here long enough and other people are here with you, you know what I mean. They'll clearly check your channel out, see what you're up to, stuff of that sort. My small community is pretty chill like that. They like to help each other out and stuff of that sort. So as long as you're coming into the channel enough, other people that are here will see you. They'll definitely check your stuff out. If you're on the Discord, there's a spot over there to where if you have a channel, you are able to shout your channel out. And what's it called? Let me check. Channel links to your info or your streams is one of them. If you have a gaming channel, there's a spot for clips, pics, or anything gaming. And that's about it. But two different spots where if you want to, you could really post your stuff. As long as you're not spamming it, you'd be alright. And we'll see how many of those show up today. Got that done. Alright, what else do I got? There it is. There it is. I'm standing in front of my two piece of equipment. I only need one piece of equipment. I'm thinking about selling the one piece just because I've been playing solo over here. So, yeah. I might sell that small one, even though he picks up a little bit more. Oh, I forgot to look at my mods. Maybe I should do that real quick. Go look at that mod list. See if there was. Let me do that. Let me see if there was a list in my mods, in that mod that I had downloaded. Right. Let me check that real quick. Cause if there's what do you call it? Spots in there where I can get my equipment for, then I'm definitely gonna need it. Axton, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? Let's see if there's anything in here for the Komatsu for equipment wise, man. That's the 900. No. No, they have no extra equipment for it or anything, man. I figured they would have at least had like the what do you call it? The front end, man, for the front loader, for that guy. I would have at least figured they would have had a bigger bucket in it, because he's a big boy. All right, let's start out. Let me move this guy, because we've been filling this thing up, and I'm not sure as to how much in it, but I know that we did almost 6 hours or 5 hours the other day, and I never dumped it. Oh, doing pretty good, bud. Doing pretty good. You know, just doing what we do over here. You know how it is, Axton. We're gonna pull him over here real quick. We're gonna park him right here. Let's check our business end of things. Okay, we're running a little low on the wood. We'll get some wood in there eventually when I'm ready. Stones are good. Our cementing bags are so slow. I don't get what is taking so long with this. I don't. I don't have a clue. What I want to do is I want to put in another business, another one where it does this, because yeah, this is crazy. Does it really? See, I didn't think you were able to play on the last gen models. I thought it was only the newer gen models this game was playable on, but I don't know. Who knows? Never know. Maybe that is the newer one I'm thinking of. I don't know. I don't know. What's going on, you guys? Good morning. Welcome in. How's everybody's day going? Saturday. I know I'm getting started early. Went to bed early. Woke up early. But like I was saying, I'm thinking about putting in another cement factory, because this thing, I've literally skipped through like 2 months now, right? And this is all the bags we've got, and I got it set for storing. And I only need cement bags right now. I don't need any of these other two. So it's just like, even though I like this and stored those, I still need another one, because that don't produce quick. This doesn't produce fast at all either, and this is a mod. I do wish it went a little bit quicker. Just a smidge would be great, but there's no way to set that up. Lime factory's looking low. I can sell my lime. I only got lime in here because it takes stone, you know. I can burn up stone, you know, another way to make money, you know what I mean. Got the sawmills. We're gonna have to fill these guys up later. It says you can play on cloud games. Nice. Very cool. I wonder. Probably have to turn the graphics down or something, yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put in another concrete factory. Appreciate you guys all stopping by though. Oh, we're down to 2. Well, the other ones have a good day. So what I'm thinking is, obviously we're gonna put some construction spots in here. You know, we're gonna have to come in here and do a little bit of work. So what I'm thinking, it's not as good quality. Well, I'm on PC though too, bud. So I mean, I really wouldn't try to pin those two together myself. But no, I 1000% understand what you're saying. When you have good quality to bad quality, no, it can be. You know what? I'm gonna come in here with my tractor, I think, and dig that out just a little bit more. I'd like to sit back a little. I'd like to be able to get a semi through here. That's what I think I'll do right now. I think we'll bring the tractor in here. And we got some trees, stuff like that back through here. And maybe I don't need to. Maybe I can. I mean, I think that'll be fine right there, really. I don't really need to do much anything. Ah, go figure. Just doesn't want to do it, man. There we go. Semi pull through here, can grab load here, grab load there, keep on going. Good thing is this one though is this one actually takes wood chips as well. So I can go out and chip some wood and I can dump it right here. We can make plenty of stuff. This is just so that I can build my house, you guys. Just to build the house with. Because I want to get the house done. It's kind of annoying that it's taken so long. See, this is why I need some fill types that we don't have, but I can't find anything other fill types with this guy's stuff. At least I haven't yet. It'd be cool to have him come into the chat one day and be able to explain a bit of it. Because I tell you what, for some reason I can't. I mean, if I need all those mod packs, that's insane. They should just be considered updated. If anything, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't show up, I gotta back out and come back in. That is the dumbest thing I've ever had to worry about. Yes, my online presence name is Animal because that's what I am. That's what I can be. It's not what I choose to be, but that's what I can be. Hurry up and load up. I hate that I gotta come in and then back out just to get some of this stuff to show up on my map. It's by far, literally, like, it's so ridiculous that I gotta do this. Yeah, see, just to get the second factory to show up, I've actually got to back out of the game and come back in. God, that is so ridiculous, man. They need to fix it. What's going on? Welcome in. Like, yeah, they just need to fix that. Alright, let's see what it takes. Let's see what it takes, man. Okay, so we got two different types here. See, this is the way the big one should be set up too. To be able to take wood chips. To help. Because I think this is going to make it move faster. We're going to get some wood chips in here. Stone, I mean, that's the thing though, is it doesn't hold very much stone, right? And all I need is that one and that one, man. Stone and wood chips. So let's get stone and wood chips in there real quick. Because, you know. That's what we do here. So how are you doing this morning, Belle? Let's grab. Let me get turned around. I don't want to grab. Never mind. I guess I'm leveling stuff out right here. This. Let's take this. Over my way. Alright, but I want to change that. I want to smooth this area out. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I woke up early. I mean, I woke up 6 o'clock. Started getting myself, trying to get myself around. Time is 8 o'clock. Getting my stream started. You know, just had a little bit of gas. We're doing pretty good. Takes what they say 28,000 liters, 24,000 liters, so it will only take, we'll take another dump from here. This guy's a little bit big to be driving. This isn't the guy you see him going around the outside anyway. He's smaller. Check that guy there too much. I only take 12. That makes 12 and that's 14. Which is insane because I have a bucket that would easily eat 20,000. I assume. That guy's full from a day's worth of work. We'll see what we get. If we fill that thing up today, that'll be 5 million liters of stone, guys. That would be insane. Very insane. gotta do something. I gotta turn my desktop down a little bit because it seems like my desktop over my audio seems to be a little too much. You know, the game sound. You know what I mean? Hopefully that sounds. Hopefully that sounds better. You guys can hear me over top of the game. You know what I mean? Because I know that that's a lot of people's problem. A lot of people will actually quit watching because they can't hear me. So, you know, if you guys can't hear me, speak up. Let me know. I'll fix it. Yeah, because I want you guys to be able to hear without a problem. Maxed out, very nice. Got that one going now. I just got to get some wood chips over here, which won't be oh, it will be a problem because I'm using the tractor. Oh no, yeah, no, it'll be a problem. This will be a problem too. I know, I'm trying to make it so that I'm not, man. I could clear the stone away over here and put up asphalt so that way, you know what I mean? How does that sound? Does that sound better to you guys there? Maybe it's too low. No, I hope not. I'm thinking about digging a spot right here. I mean, I can paint it asphalt afterwards. Yeah, well, I mean, if it's better for everybody to be able to hear, that's ultimately that's what I want. I want to make sure everybody can hear it good. I get you. I get you. I'll just use the paint thing, come in here and put in some asphalt concrete look later. You know what? Smooth just doesn't seem to want to cut it. I'm wanting to make some room back here so that way we can get through here. I'll clean this up, like I said. Put some, yeah, asphalt down. We'll get her made look nice. I just want to be able to pull through here with my vehicles to, load them up. This guy was low, right? Oh, crap, he was touching. I'm gonna have to fix that. No, I don't, because that actually looks like people are driving in here now. Driving in here, and I just gotta come in here and put like some of those tire track print things on the ground, and it'll look all that better. That much better, man. Yes, sir. It'll look so much better. And we're at 192 at 240, so he'll definitely take a handful. That'll clear that corner back up. It'll open it up just a little bit. I need to cut this tree down so I can scoop this stuff out of the way too. Might need to put another actual cement factory in just somewhere off to the side of the map. Because I need, like I said, I need cement bags. They take forever to make. why I put this little guy in. Figured maybe having that along with the some wood chips might help produce a little quicker. Could be wrong, which about half the time, 50-50. Get this guy cut down, get rid of the stump, and then I can dig a little bit deeper here, give us a little bit more room. What's going on, you guys? Welcome in. My garden's doing good. I'll make a video of it later. I got one cucumber plant that's just growing phenomenally. The rest are kind of, you know what I mean? But they're doing good. They're doing good. My corn didn't grow like I was hoping it would, but my ground hasn't been that fertile out back in 5 or 6 years. About 5 years ago was the last time I had a garden back there. So I got a lot of preparation to get it actually, you know what I mean? So growing what I'm growing now, whatever don't properly grow will just become fertilizer for next season. But I've got 10 or 11 tomato plants. 5 of them are already flowering out like crazy. 3 bell pepper plants. 4 bell pepper plants, I guess. I don't know if they're gonna all grow or not. But 3 of them are starting to produce baby bells, which are about the size of your thumbnail right now. You know, not very big, but they're very tiny. But they're coming in. My onions are coming in. They're about the size of my thumb, maybe the size of your big toe, maybe, you know. Not super gigantic, but all my potatoes seem to be doing alright. I mean, yeah, I'll make a update short here soon, next day or two. Maybe I'll try to do it today, maybe. I mean, it is Saturday. I got to go out and do some weeding. Try to do stuff like that. I got to mow the yard today, so I might be able to get some stuff done. Yeah. Might be able to do something with it there. Are you serious? A stupid rock. Man, hopefully I can remove that thing, because that is ridiculous. Semi might at least be able to get through there now. Alright. Now let's get back to our regularly. Well, no, I guess I can't really do that either, because I got a bunch of stone that I'm gonna have to sell off. So like I said, that or I put in another concrete spot. I don't know if it's really worth putting in another concrete spot or not. I got the little baby one in. The other one, worst case scenario, just see what they do. But I want to get my house built. That's all I'm waiting on, too. Concrete bags. I know I could just buy them, but what fun is that, man? Where's the creativity? You know? Oh, where am I going? I need to put this in that thing, man. Wait, did I fill that up? I didn't. Let's get that full. Let's fill it up. I don't know what I'm thinking today. I'm a little all over the place, man, I guess. Get that wall out of my way, homie. That wall's not stopping me. Thing's a little wiggly. Wiggle when I move. There's so much stone in this thing, man. We will fill this today. I have a feeling we might. Well, it depends. I mean, I spent 3.5 hours the other day and only got it to a 1,800,000. So we spent what, 5 hours doing it the other day? Just clearing the overburden off, man. I'm on a map. I don't know, man. I like this map. This is an awesome mining map. All that just from scooping the ground and cleaning it up. Make a mess. Try potatoes in the house this winter. Well, you can grow them in the house. There's no big deal on growing potatoes in the house. The only problem is that when it comes time, they have most plants have a flowering period that you have to deal with. Like tomato plants, they start to flower as soon, like they have their own, like pretty much their own time set on flowering. But there are certain things that won't flower unless you alter the time of day. Like you have some plants that 12 hours of light, 12 hours of darkness, you know, will keep them in the growth mode. But as soon as you kick it to, you know, 16 hours of, or 16 hours of light or whatever it is. 16 hours of light, 8 hours of darkness is what they'll grow at normally. And then once you kick it to 12-12, then some plants will kick into flower mode. So with potatoes, I'm not sure about potatoes. Now I know that tomatoes, if you want to grow tomatoes like in your house, you can, like in a, what they call them, grow closets that you can buy online. Because I have tried to grow potatoes, tomatoes, and onions and stuff like that inside, and they work, but their timing is different. Like one will require, I think it's like 14 or 15 hours of light and so many hours of darkness. You know what I mean? And then the rest darkness compared to the rest. So you do have to switch. Oh, someone knows what they're talking about here. They're using some terminology that I've only heard spoken from a few other types of growers. Are you growing just potatoes in your house, Belle? Are you growing just taters? But yes, no, the vegetative state is the growth, when they get all big and pretty, and then the blooming time is when, yeah, all the flowers kick on. They go into heavy germination, start creating. Nice. See, and it's like cucumbers. They just grow with a lot of sun and water. That's all it takes for them, and they'll bloom right out. They don't really need a set time frame to their lighting. Yeah, I went to school when I was younger to learn how to do to test soils and whatnot. When that the other thing first became popular here in the States where I live, a lot of us people that were out doing field work like that, we would get called to the houses for people that, that did those growths, to just to check their stuff. And I actually had one guy that would call me many a times to come in to check his stuff, his pH. I got to the point that I got so tired of the smell of it, walking in, it smelled like a skunk in there, that I literally showed the guy how to do it himself and showed him where to buy the stuff, because I just couldn't handle walking in there and smelling it all day. Like, it was gross. I'd walk out of there smelling like it and being all sticky and nasty from having to get in there and testing the soil on their buckets. Nah, I'm good. I taught him how to do the stuff and where to go online to buy his testing equipment, man. It was money in my pocket, but man, yeah, the pH balance, yep. I had two different types of it. I had a water tester to test, the water that you're obviously using, and then I had a stick one that you would stick in, and it would use electrons to read the stuff in the ground. It would tell you, oh yeah, you're weak here, you're weak there. Or, yeah, I went through a bunch of that stuff when I was younger to learn how to, because I wanted to get into farming agricultural, but like I said, it was what, 2008, 2009, something like that, when it became legal here in Michigan. And then a lot of us people that were doing the farming stuff, they started calling us for that, and I was just like, I quit doing it. I got to the point that there were more of those potheads calling me to come in to check their grow rooms than there were farmers and, anybody else wanting their water or their pH tested. I was just like, nah, I'm good, man. Like I said, I got tired of getting sticky and nasty feeling on my arms and all that jazz walking in their rooms, so no. I thought it was funny the first time or two, but once you got like that guy saying, "Oh yeah, hey man, call this guy. He'll come in and check your stuff." And then, every couple of days you're doing it, and it's just like that stuff that those plants create, man. It gets all over your hair. That stuff gets sticky, man. Nah, forget that. I think I went through like a half a bottle of rubbing alcohol one day trying to clean that stuff off my skin. You know what it's like getting pulled over by the cops and they're saying, hey, you know it smells like this in your car? No, sir. Go ahead and test me right here on the spot, buddy. Nothing at all, man. No. No. No, it only took me one time getting pulled over and a cop saying that my car smelled like that. That's when I gave up on helping those people, man. No, I'm good. I'm good. No, thank you. I don't need the money that bad. I ain't been out and I ain't even done a pH test in years. I mean, I would grow anything once. I mean, I guess since it is legal in my state. I mean, I would try to grow it once just to see what it's like to grow it because there are way too many people growing and it's just insane. But I'm just not a fan of the smell, man. No, don't get me wrong. I like skunks. I think skunks are pretty, but I don't want my house smelling like that. I'd rather have a real natural skunk running around with the shot that deodorizes the, gets rid of the sack, man, rather than something that's going to create a few sackies. Oh, see now that'd be fun to grow aloe vera. I think an aloe plant would be fun to grow. I think they're adorable. Honestly, I would like to grow. I want to grow Venus flytrap. I think those are a plant that would be awesome to grow. I think it'd be awesome to grow like I said like a couple different genuses of the Venus flytrap. I think they're awesome. Carnivorous plants. I mean, how much more alien can you get? You know what I mean? I mean, as long as the thing don't look at me one day and go, "Feed me, Seymour," I'll be all right. Know what I mean? Now, if this says "Feed me, Seymour," we're gonna have some problems. It would be interesting, Venus flytraps, man. I think a flytrap, because there's 3 or 4 different types of flytrap. Because you have one that looks like that Pokemon, the Weeping Bell looking thing. Yep, the pitcher plant. Yep, where the flies will get close to the opening, and then the smell intoxicates them, and it just brings them right in. Oh yeah, I think those are cool too, man. I actually could use 1 or 2 of those during the summertime. We got pig farms around the house. Oh, if you guys know pig farms, you know what I'm saying. Couple fly traps wouldn't hurt. Hey, you guys, feel free to say hi, man. Get in on the convo if you want to, man. Make sure y'all smash that like too. Oh. Going on, you guys? Welcome in. Good morning to you. I know I got started super early today, didn't I? I've already been going 40, almost an hour. 50 minutes. Almost 50 minutes, it says. Close enough. Yeah, hopefully they'll bring out another mod pack soon. Well, hopefully they'll fix this mod pack first. Because, yeah, there's some things in it that don't work. go, bud. Pouring that stuff right back in the hole. Oh, I downloaded a game yesterday that I figure I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it a go later after I'm done streaming. It's called Space Engineers. Anybody ever heard of it? And what do you guys think of it? I downloaded it on my PS5 because I want to try it over there first. But I know that it's on PC as well. So I've thought about getting it on the PC, but like I said, I gotta get more room. I gotta get a new hard drive for the PC, another hard drive or something. I've been wanting to give it a try, and it looks fun. It looked fun a couple months ago when I seen it, and I was like, man, I'm gonna give it a go. And then I noticed that for the PlayStation, that it's they added it to the PlayStation free games or whatever, because I've got the highest tier, whatever it is. I really shouldn't be paying that much money out a month, but I mean, $20 a month or whatever it is, and I get access to a lot better games than just the standard. I'll take, you know what I mean? Those standard games they offer crap. And the cool thing is with that game is I've noticed, I guess they've got a lot of they still do a lot of work with it. So it's only a couple years old, came out in 2023. Better than some of the other games I've got in my lineup that are all old. Half of them are all older than 2018. It seems like 2016. Well, I got Skyrim, Fallout 4. I mean, those are quite old now. Even if they are remastered, they're still considered old. Yeah, we got a lot. I got a lot to get rid of here, man. I can't believe there's this. Well, I can. It's a lot of work for one man. I don't know. The one guy that was gonna play with me, I guess he couldn't. I don't know. He couldn't get the map, or the map wouldn't work for him, or something. I don't know. So I went from was gonna be a duos to just soloing it. Skyrim is a great game. That was actually the very first game I started live streaming, so yeah. Yep. Absolutely love Skyrim. Great game. Great game. Not a fan of Elder Scrolls Online, but it's gotten way better, I guess. I thought about trying it out. They've got so much more things added to that now. It's just, I don't know. There we go. A little scoop. We got a lot of stone in here, though. I'm gonna have to go dump this out eventually. I gotta go get some wood chips for that one small cement factory, so that way it can make me the cement bags that I need. We'll get her dug out, man. We'll get this all opened up eventually. It might take a few days. But we're getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting it done. Anything interesting going on for you guys this weekend? Other than y'all waking up and realizing, oh, Animal's streaming. What's he doing? Oh. Make sure we fill her to the top. It's falling into the bucket, man. I don't know why you gotta throw a fit. Be cool to see some more crops added to the game, though. I'm pretty sure there's a few yet that they haven't added in. Oh, I got jalapenos growing too. I'm just hoping that they'll actually grow to size. I got to give them some growth stimulant, some Alaskan fish juice. Really kick them off and get them growing. I hope, cause I want some jalapenos. I want jalapenos that are so hot they they just smell scary coming right off the plant. You know what I mean? That's what I want. But I mean, I've come across some jalapenos that just destroy my taste buds, man. I love it. Then again, I've also had somebody hand me a pepper called a ghost pepper, and the thing be so mild that it was like I was eating a mild jalapeno too. So I don't know. And I've had jalapenos that were so hot that I swear to God I was eating a ghost pepper. You know. I've only ever once had a jalapeno take my breath away from me, and that thing set me ablaze so much that I was sweating for like an hour and a half. Like no joke. It was a jalapeno though, not another, man. It was nuts. But I like that hot food stuff, man. I like it because it's like when we go down to Chicago with her to go down there to her parents' house. It's like between me and her, I'm the only one that'll sit there and eat the hot stuff with her dad, man. I've never grown ghost peppers. I'd like to grow ghost peppers just once to try to grow my own. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying something right now. I'm growing like my garden. When you guys look at my garden, you'll see there's a spot where I got a berry tree that's growing. It's a mulberry tree, right? and it grows out there, you know, and it hangs over my garden. So what I'm doing this year is I've got a tomato plant. I believe it's the beefsteak tomato plant. You know, the big huge tomatoes. Well, I'm trying to make a mulberry infused tomato, right? So what I'm doing is the mulberries that are falling around my tomato plant area. I'm actually I rake all those berries up around my tomato plant, and then I step on all the tomatoes. You know, like what you would do with grapes, right? And I just sit there and walk on them for a few minutes to mush them all down, and then I grab the hose and I lightly sprinkle water on it to help drizzle that the sugars and the juice out of the raspberry or out of the mulberries into the ground, in hopes that my tomatoes will take on a sweet mulberry flavor and maybe even get a purple grape colored hue to kind of streak through the tomatoes. It's an experiment I'm trying, and if it goes off without a hitch, I'm gonna next spring I'm going to grow a bunch more tomatoes, and I'm gonna be building some I'm calling it a rose mulberry trap, right? Because what I'm gonna do is I'm putting up window screens that I got some old window screens that I don't use anymore. So I'm gonna build like little wooden stands for them so they can sit out in my out in the yard underneath the mulberry tree and catch all those mulberries falling off my tree, and then the bad ones that are starting to the birds or the bugs have gotten to. When I rinse them off, those ones I'll just dump around my tomato plants, and then I'll smash them in hopes that I can get a sweet mulberry infused tomato. It would be. That's why I'm waiting. I'll make a video out of it later to show you. I'll show you guys what I'm doing. It's like I said, it's not nothing major. It's not like groundbreaking or anything. It's pretty sure obviously hundreds of people have done the same thing. They just done it in a different manner to where they've maybe mashed the stuff down into an actual puree juice and then fed it to it. Compared to where I'm doing it, I'm just letting it try to naturally decompose and get to it. I'm not trying to overforce it. I don't want to overpack the tomatoes root system. You know what I mean, with too much sugars. Because if you do, you can block the root system, which creates root blocks, which will cause root rot, and I don't want that. Because then the plant will be just disgusting. It'll taste sour as all get out. Maybe even make you sick to your stomach a little bit. I don't need that. So I'm really trying to refrain from, I don't want root lock, or I don't want a mineral blockage to happen. I do have something called Kanga Roots, which is a heavy material destabilizer, which means that if you add it to your water to add to your plants, what it does, it actually goes in and it strips all those heavy minerals out, and it adds something to them that creates them to build up to the point that they can't be pulled into the plant. And any said materials that are already pulled into the plant, it actually breaks down and will flush out of the plant. So yeah, I've got stuff in preparation for all that. I always have, though. I've always been a little backyard gardener, so now that I'm actually going full blow on onions, tomatoes, potatoes, cucumbers, peppers, stuff like that, I'm really gonna use what little bit of knowledge I've got to the full extent. I'm hoping that maybe by next couple of years my green thumb's turned into a golden thumb, you know what I mean? And I can have me a little veggie stand out here next to the road, and heck, maybe even by then I'll have my mulberry infused tomatoes on full growth, you know what I mean? And I can sell those as like a special novelty item out on the side of the road. Mulberry infused tomatoes. Sounds tasty and sweet, man. Like my mulberries are so tasty. Like I'll take the dog out, right? When I take him out, I do lose track of time because I'll be out there under the mulberry bush, just grabbing handfuls of mulberries, man, just eating them. So delicious. Yeah, I love my garden, you guys. It's epic, and I mean real tomatoes, not a code name for anything. Real tomatoes. I was really hoping to see like some difference in the coloration of the plant, but I do know for a fact that, people see, like, you'll get a green pepper that'll have purple streaks in it, right? And people will be like, "Oh man, look at this sweet color in this." That's not really color. And you guys are going to be like, "Wait, yeah, but animal, that's color." No, that's not color. That is stress. You know how when a human gets stressed, we get a white hair or two? When a plant gets stressed out, or aka a vegetable, they usually gain purple streaks. Now you're going to be like, "But animal, those guys that smoke that wacky tobacco that got that purple stuff, that's all coloration." No, that is actually stressing the plant. That's actual factual stress. Now I don't know what it does to those type of plants. I don't really care, but I know that it don't do absolutely anything to our. Actually, it can make like a bell pepper. If you get too much of those purple streaks, you'll notice that those ones won't be as sweet as like good straight thick green bell pepper. You know what I mean? You'll notice that they're not as sweet. So the stress does a lot to the plant. Now if you can get it to, if you can, if you stress them out, nat you know manually stress them out, which is just by switching off their daytime and nighttime period a little bit, so instead of going 12, was it 16:8, go 17:7, you know what I mean, for a couple of days, and that'll start to cause that purple stress. And then you go back to 16:8, you know what I mean? And then you just let it set, and that purple will continue to stay there. But as long as you give it time and nurturing, it will push that nasty stale taste out, the salty flavor out, and you can bring in that bountiful fruitful flavor again. But that's only a 50-50 chance. I know, and it's crazy that you'd be like, "But animal, you're a gamer. What do you know?" I'm 40 plus, so I've been doing it forever. I've always had gardens, man. Always had gardens. And I found that if you have a garden close to your house, if you have a window where you have a light on a lot in the afternoon, put black plastic over your window. That way you're not stressing your plants out. Some people will be like, "Oh, but my plants, they do grow outside my house, but they look so puny." Well, that's because you're giving them too much light. And frost, yeah, frost can be avoided with a milk jug. Just set a milk jug over it, or a piece of plastic. Even a Walmart plastic bag from Walmart. Go out there with a couple little sticks, put it next to your plant, and put that plastic bag over your plant, and that'll help keep frost from setting on it as well. Also, if you guys grow underneath of a tree like a pine tree, an evergreen, if you grow underneath of an evergreen, your tree, your plants will not get the first 3 or 4 frosts. I used to grow out here tomato plants. We used to have I used to have a miniature pig, and I would feed it all the bad tomatoes that we didn't, that would go bad or whatnot. Well, she lived under an evergreen tree and my oak tree out here, and literally underneath both those trees, I was growing tomatoes until about December 15th, December 20th every year for like 3 years in a row. I grew them underneath the 2 trees, and I was using pig manure. Well, kept the ground warm enough to keep them growing, man. Blew my grandma's mind when she come over and seen all the tomatoes growing outside. I had cherry tomatoes, like, man. You walk outside, you'd see snow and red cherries everywhere, man. My pig kept those things growing. I don't know how we kept them growing like that, but like for 2 3 years in a row, as long as my pig, as long as I had my pig, I think I had it 4 years, but yeah, I did that for 3 years straight, man. It was awesome. And they grew right next to the little pig house too, so like her little pen, she stayed outside like a normal dog, man. She had a what do you call it, out in her house, a little glow light, but that was it. I really didn't know much about taking care of pigs at the time, but I mean, she was out there. Had my one dog slept out in the kennel with her, even my Saint Bernard that I had at the time would sleep out there with her. She had plenty of heat. She was a cool little pig, though. I really wish I had another one. But I want one of those little mini ones, though, that you can take in the house with you next time. I want one that I can make like an actual pet, not just a feeder pig and watch it do its thing. Pot bellies, man, them things are. I mean, I've seen a couple of cute looking pot belly pigs, but that people have raised and had in the house like they were pets. But I want one of those like mini, like what are they called? Teacup? Are they like a teacup pig? Just little tiny things. That's what I want. I want something tiny. Some plants will eat that acid right up. There are certain plants that you can grow that'll actually take advantage of the acid. Tomatoes are one plant that will be kind with acid. Just surprisingly enough, they're full of acid themselves. But also, that the some of you guys are probably enjoy it. Some of you guys probably are like, oh man, we don't mess with it. I personally don't. But I really don't want to say it because some of you guys will probably frown at it. But if you're into it, the devil's lettuce loves acidic grounds. Loves it. But tomatoes love the acidity just as much. So yeah, like tomatoes will grow in the soil. I use potting soil as well to grow my plants. Not really a potting soil, but it's called Pro Mix. And when I do buy it, it's a green and white bag. I don't know if they've changed it because, like I said, the last time I did actual gardening outside up until this year, it's been about 5 years. But Pro Mix that I used to buy came in a white and green bag, had all the enzymes and everything like that you would need to start your potatoes in, or your tomatoes, or onions, or your lettuce, or your broccoli, whatever, that one Gump guy calls it even, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But that will actually grow really good. It has peat moss in it as well. So if you do use it in a standard garden, you know, like out in your standard yard garden, as long as you mix enough of it in with your soil, it'll actually keep it fluffy and aerated, so that way you're getting plenty of water and plenty of water run off, so that you're not getting root rot. I know. See, as soon as I said that other word, man, people have a minute ago, they were like, "Oh nope, we out." This is a mature channel, you guys. You got to deal with what comes and goes. You know what I mean? But yeah, like if you can look it up there. I believe there's a few other veggies that'll grow like crazy with the acidic soil as well. I see some kids can't handle to play a game without getting upset over stuff. What are we sitting at on our likes, chat? We break 20 likes. I got 5 more free memberships to give away for the month. They give me 10 every month to give away, which is kind of weird. I like to give them away. No reason to let them sit there and stew when we can hand them out and help grow the channel, you know what I mean? And yes, I'm using a tractor and a trailer to do this because this trailer holds an unrealistic, ungodly amount. I didn't want it to hold an ungodly amount. I only wanted it to hold 500,000 liters, you know? Instead of 500,000 liters, I somehow got 5 million liters out of it. You see 6 likes? Let's go, man. Says we got 9 people in the chat. How y'all doing this morning? Y'all doing good? It's only 9:05. Oh, my bucket was dragging. My bad. Just loosening the soil for the next guy. Yes, sir, man. And the cool thing is, you guys, it's totally free, man. You ain't gotta worry about that. Oh. Sometimes it takes a lot away when you're going into it, and sometimes it don't. The thing is based, because, okay, I ran the dozer. Oh, I sent the dozer back, because I'm gonna add that D11 mod to it. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys smash that like, help me out. Get a chance, you know, if you are subscribed to the channel, and you guys haven't done it yet, which about 1,500 people haven't done it yet, go join the Discord, you guys. Let's go, man. I post over there. I'm chill. We like friendly banter. I'm not into vulgarity and arguing of that sort. You know what I'm saying? It's a chill place where everybody can go and be themselves, you know? Kind of like Cheers, you know? Not everybody knows your name, but it's still friendly and a safe place. Yeah. And if you're a little weird, you're a little out there, you know, you're a space case, that's okay. I am too. Weird. As long as you're not some stalker dude, then, you know, I mean, if you are a stalker dude, that's cool too. I mean, I got feet pics if you need them. Keep you going. It'll get you through, man. Joking, you guys. There are other people's feet pics for you. How is he only a number 2, man? That's almost full, man. I can't believe I've not yet been able to get this 5 million liter thing full. Like, that's crazy that I can't get it filled up, man. That is insane. Why'd that lift up like that? Trying to check something over here real quick on the side screen, and I come back, my bucket's all lifted up, man. What's up with that? Come on, just set it just a little above the ground, Sally. Come on. Right there. There you go. Yeah, I'd like to see FS the FS Miner guy. I'd like to see him make some more mods for this, but make a rock bucket that'll hold like 15 or 20,000 liters. Because I mean, you look at the size of this thing and what little bit we're gathering, like that's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Later today, I got to work on some the a sticker pack for my for over on my Streamlabs store. I got some sticker designs already made up. I'm gonna be posting some either today or tomorrow to the membership board posts. So if you guys are members of the channel, you guys will be able to check those out and tell me what you guys think of them. But I've already got some kind of designed up, and see what you guys think. And will have the stickers will have little pictures of like me on like the tractors and stuff. I'm working on tractor ones right now. I'm also trying to work on some stickers that will kind of coincide with my ARC streams as well. But I'm trying to work on like a design for a mouse pad, right? That that can that will have all three of the games that I've been playing. You know, the Farm Sim. I've been playing ARC in the afternoon. I've been trying to play Call of Duty during the day, right? And I've been doing that for what, last 3 months now. I've been playing Call of Duty again. So what I want to do is I want to have a mouse pad, right? That's kind of a trifecta, to where one it'll be kind of like if you're looking at the mouse pad, right? And it would be done in like a like one corner, because it'll have three different pictures in it. Like one would be like the dude farming, another one would be like my dude with his little pew pews out running around with little pows going all over the place, and then another one would be like my little dude on the back of like a dinosaur with his spear poking at another dinosaur, or another dude on a dinosaur. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys, I don't know if that'd be cool or something, but I've got a few different designs that I've been working on. I've been trying to draw up, and then I've been using my AI thing to help kind of finish it up and make it look better. You know what I mean? I'm good at drawing, but you know, to give it that cool cartoon quality that a lot of people seem to like, or you know, that anime style look, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. It's just cartoon stuff to me. If it doesn't look real, if it's not more realistic, it's cartoon to me. So But yeah, I'm trying to get some designs going, all my own, not like snagging them from other people or anything of that sort. Now, I will admit that the one photo that I am working on that I've posted already that has the little pickaxes and the axe, those are straight out of Ark. I don't care. I did alter them slightly. I kind of changed their color and altered it a little bit, and you know what I mean. So that way, when you look at it, you know that those are from Ark, because I was just like, I ain't gonna sit here and waste my time trying to draw them. So I pulled one out, put it through like a water wash, a color wash, stuff like that. Added some shadows to it. Made some more pixelated. Made it more down, like more of, you know what I mean? It looks cool. If you guys are channel members, you guys can see it. If not, you guys will see what it looks like eventually. I am gonna go in and try to do some of my own like little hand-drawn style, reinterpretations of like the pickaxe and stuff like that, and the spear and all that jazz from Ark, from my Ark side. But for the most part, those are the only things that I did borrow from anything. I got that off some free domain anyway. I was like, oh look, they're here. Because who's not gonna look through to see what you can find? You can alter it and change it. But no, I like to make my own stuff, man. It does make it easier that way. Never been fond of that whole copy and paste thing. The one person's been getting a hold of me quite often trying to look for work. So if you guys know anybody that's looking for like stuff made for YouTube, Twitch, stuff like that, like I know somebody, she is looking for work. But yeah, I don't personally do anything for anybody else, obviously. I'd call myself like a D minus. But this lady's pretty good. She makes some good stuff. So if you guys are looking for stuff, for your channel, I know she'd be willing to do it. She's always looking for work. Got her on my she's on my Discord, so if you guys are looking, I do know somebody that can do that stuff for you. I mean, I am making my own thumbnails and stuff. That little thumbnail that I got, that's pretty not bad, right? If you guys haven't seen it yet, here, let me show you my thumbnail. Check my thumbnail. This is the thumbnail for my stream, guys. Let me pull it down here. This is the I made this thumbnail. Not bad, right? That's not a bad thumbnail, right? Not shabby. I don't think so, anyway. I don't think it's shabby. Oh, my Jason tattoo? You like that? Thing looks awesome, don't it? My uncle made that for me. He's my tattoo artist. He did that for me. I'm actually contemplating. I'm wanting to get another one done, right? But I'm gonna put it on my forearm this time. It's gonna go right down on my forearm. I've never been big on having tattoos below my my elbows, below the elbow, because being in the working industry, I always wanted to become a supervisor or manager of sorts of a factory, and I had the opportunity until I got hurt and put on disability. I was actually in the process of becoming a supervisor for a plastics plant where we made medical tubing and stuff like that for hospitals. So I was super close to having one of my dreams realized, and then the doctors called me up and said, no, you got some damaged nerves in your neck, Mr. Avery, you can't do this no more, you got to come in, we got to talk to you. You know what I mean? And that's when they put me out of work a couple years back. So yeah, no, I definitely want to get an arm piece done. I'm thinking my left arm, I've always wanted, like, you know how you get people that have that, like, that koi fish look, right? Well, I want one of those type of arm sleeves but I'm kind of dark. I'm kind of demented, right? So I want my koi fish, you know, not to look like koi fish. I want them to look like evil fish, like skeleton fish type stuff. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to work on this design idea for a Freddy versus Jason tattoo. I'm just not sure how I want to go about it because I'm a big Jason fan. Absolutely love Friday the 13th. Grew up on a lake called Crystal Lake. So, yeah, no. What I'm thinking is either like a thing on my forearm with Freddy and Jason fighting each other, right? Which I think it'll be a little too big for my forearm. I'm thinking more like that's more like a calf or like a side of your thigh or something because I keep putting stuff on my back and I can't see it. That's really depressing to me because I want to see the stuff I'm getting put on me, man. But I like my Jason tattoo. I can look at that in the mirror all day long. I think it's awesome. But I'm thinking like either another Jason style tattoo on my forearm, or I get the Camp Crystal Lake the wooden post. You know how like when you first pull into a campground, they'll have the sign there that says "Welcome to Kumbaya" or whatever the heck it's called. You know what I mean? Well, I want that. I want that on my arm where it says "Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake" and it's done up just like the symbol is. You know, when you're first pulling into it. I think that'd look awesome. But I want to have Jason kind of like poking his head out behind it. You know? Oh yeah. I got Friday the 13th. Is it part 4 or 5 right now in my PS5? Watched that for a little bit last night. See, I mean, rotten fish, no, I don't want nothing like that. Like maybe a zombie fish, like some zombie koi fish or something, swimming. But like, I don't know if I was to get okay, let's say I was to get it like a koi fish thing done. It would have to be done in black, red, purple, black, red, purple, a little bit of green, a little bit of yellow, because you gotta have the withering of some leaves. You gotta have the taintness of some flesh. So yeah, I mean it'd be. I think my uncle would have fun doing it. I think it'd be a blast for him. But yeah, I'm just a big Friday the 13th fan. What I'd like to do is get a tattoo of all the Jasons. Well, not all the Jasons. You can't really say all Jasons, but okay, I would like to meet all the actors. I think there's like what 3 actors that's played Jason. I follow one on TikTok, but even when he has barely nobody in there, he won't respond to my comments, which kind of makes me think he's a loser. But he's only played I think as one Jason, and that's the one that played in Freddy's first Jason. So if you guys know the actor I'm talking about, my bad, but I don't know. I kind of find him to be a douchebag when he's got like 5 people on his TikTok, and you say hi to him, and he looks right at it, but does not comment. That's kind of rude. But yet he comments on everybody else's comment that's right around yours. Kind of weird. I try to read everybody's comment. I try to talk back to everybody that comments in here. We had like 20 or 30 people that one day that were just talking nonstop. I was having to actually stop playing so that I could respond to everybody. Because I try to respond to everybody. But yeah, I wanna get a tattoo on my forearm, something like that. But I also want to get Bendy the Ink Demon too. Sounds rude. Huh. Yeah, a little bit. No, I thought. I mean, I didn't find it. I kind of just felt like I was just like, okay, wow, like so. I put in like a good, genuine question, just asking the guy, you know. I think I asked him if he would ever play Jason again if they were to come to him. You know what I mean? I think that was the question that I asked him. And these other guys were literally just asking like dumb, off the wall questions, like. But yet he answered their questions, but didn't even bother to acknowledge mine, as if like him playing Jason was like the worst thing ever. You know what I mean? I don't know, but it kind of disappoints me because, like I said, I want a tattoo of like, because like I said, there's I think three different actors that has played Jason. I want to get all three. I want to get all three versions of Jason tattooed. You know what I mean? On me. Then go and meet the actors. And then have them use like a white marker or something to sign their name in small font, you know, in small on my tattoo, sign, put their signature under each character, and then go and get that tattooed on. So that way, you know, I've got the signature of each Jason actually tattooed under their represented names or under their pictures. You know what I mean? And I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, but that's putting names on it." Yeah, but I'm putting a name to the face. You know, a name to the Jason. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, "Oh, I love Rosemary," and then a month later I gotta get that removed because it's I love Carla or I love Shayna or I love you know, Carrie or you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna do something like that. Well, the thing is, he played in Freddy vs. Jason, and he played, I believe he also played in Jason X, which I thought Jason X, honestly, was freaking awesome. I mean, a lot of people don't like Jason X because it takes place in outer space. I'm Space Case, man. Ninu, Ninu, all that jazz. Like, I like outer space. So when they was like, Jason's going to outer freaking space, I was like, awesome. You know, and at the very end, though, you know, his mask lands in what? On a new planet, and what they name that lake? Crystal Lake. You know what I mean? So it gives a good offset to him being able to start off on a new planet. You know what I mean? Which would have been cool, but they never went anywhere with that. They start doing reboots and stuff because they could have taken it back to normality by them ending up on another Earth-like planet. You know, but I mean, Jason's Jason, man. Technically, technically, him, Jason, and Freddy Krueger, were both supposed to face off against. Guess who they were supposed to face off against? Ah, you got that, Ninu Ninu. Um, they were supposed to face off versus Ash. Do you know why? Because technically, in the horror genre, Jason and Freddy Krueger, they both died, right, and came back from the dead, right? Well, Jason ages and grows and all that jazz, right? Well, that's also an exact reference to what Deadites do, and Deadites are from Ash and the Evil and the you know what I mean? Ash and the Evil Dead and all that jazz. So Jason and Freddy were technically meant to face off against Ash from the Evil Dead series. Yeah, they were supposed to fight Ash. That's what it was originally all supposed to build up to. Like they were all like in, they were all friends supposedly. The people that wrote the movies. It was supposed to be written into into a genre. Well, that's what it was supposed to have been. Like, it was supposed to be Freddy versus Jason, and then initially it was supposed to go Jason versus Ash. because Jason won against Freddy, technically. You know, in the end, even though Freddy was still alive, because he's an undead, he's a deadite. So he stayed alive just like Ash's evil version did when he got all cut to pieces. You know, he stayed alive. So, yeah, they were all supposed to fight him. I kind of wish they would have done that. But now that Bruce Campbell's, I mean, he's still playing Ash. Well, I don't know. I think they ended the TV series already. But, you know, they had the TV series there with it, which was freaking awesome because they brought the actress from Xena Warrior Princess in. Which, she was an awesome actress. I loved her back in the day. What was her name? Lucy Lawless. Xena Warrior Princess. 90s. As an 80s kid, man, them days in the 90s, man, had you watching TV with your mouth watering whether you was drinking something or not. Especially if you were a Baywatch person, man. I really didn't watch Baywatch. My grandpa did, though, man. He was a little pervert. He didn't care if the main actor played Michael Knight at one time, man. He was all about Ted action music when it kicked on. They had to start running across the beach. I think he watched more of the opening credits to Baywatch than he actually did Baywatch. Fun-filled fact: there's more running, jogging, and bouncing in just the opening credit than there is in an actual show. I think that's what she got paid most for, was the opening credits. I swear to God. I loved A-Team, man. A-Team was awesome. As long as you're not trying to get Big Boy on a plane, you're alright, man. You better keep him asleep while he's there, too. He's gonna bring you down. Cause he don't fly, suckers. He did not like to fly, man. He did, nope. Heights was not his thing. I liked the last movie they came out with. They were all like flying the tank, man. And they're like, the one guy's like, what is he trying to do? And the lady goes, oh my God, he's flying the tank. And then the blonde guy goes, I'm gonna shoot this cannon. And before you know it, they're flying the tank, man. And come on, only the A-Team can fly a tank and land that thing in a body of water like track stars. Come on. Oh, dude, Mr. T hates planes, dude. And that was his thing with his character too. Was I can't remember. God, what was his name? Oh my God, it's right there. It starts with a B. Ball. What'd they call him? Oh, what was his channel, his TV name? Because obviously he didn't go by Mr. T. It was something else for the show. But, oh, man. He'd always say, whatever his name was, don't get on no planes. And then before you know it, they're feeding him something or he's drinking something. And I like the one time they throw a plate in front of him. He goes, no, I know what you're trying to do to me. No, we would never do that. Fine, here, take this plate away. Give him that plate. Give him your plate. Okay, here you go. Before you know it, he wakes up on the helicopter, and they got him all in that white, one of them white robes from the Funny Farm. Got him all tied up, man. Let me out of here, fool. Oh, no, we know better than that. Dude, A-Team was epic, man. Man, when the A Team met the Mystery Machine, that was a cartoon back in the day. You remember that? When the A Team Scooby Doo. I liked the A Team. I watched. Oh man, Fat Albert was another good one too. But then there was back in the early '90s. You also had Cartoon Network. They had Johnny Quest. They had the animated versions of Godzilla. They had. I mean, there was all kinds of cool shows back in the day, man. I miss every bit of it. It's the only reason I want a time machine so I can go back in the day and watch cartoons that we used to have. So tell you what, the Thundercats of today ain't nothing of the Thundercats that we had back in the day, man. Back in the day, Lion-O would poop on the Lion-O we got today. For that, what was it, 2012 or 2016 reboot they did? Trash. You know what would be a good reboot to see done? Actually, a movie made. Some of you guys are going to be like, what is that? Silver Hawks. If you don't know what Silver Hawks is, if you're watching me on your phone, get your tablet or something, look Silver Hawks up. It was an awesome cartoon back in the early, mid 80s. Great one. Oh, someone had to hop off their phone to go look. It's all good, man. Come on by. We'll be here. Silverhawks was cool, man. They were like one of our first outer space style hero groups too, I believe. I can't wait because I think it's next month or the month before or the month after. They're gonna start producing a live action Gargoyles TV show for, I can't remember what it is. Obviously, it's not gonna be Netflix, but either it's gonna be a TV show or a movie. I can't wait to see Demona and Goliath and Bronx and all of them all on the big screen. That'd be cool. Especially the dog, man. The dog was so cool because he couldn't fly, but he could jump from rooftop to rooftop with ease. And then the old man would have to carry, the old man gargoyle would carry him because, what's his face? The other one was too chubby, loved his food too much, so they made him kind of a chunker. It was a great cartoon series back in the day. So were Space Mice from Mars, but not a lot of people remember that one. Oh man, another good show from back in the day. Hey Dude, Nickelodeon. Some of you older people remember, but you younger crowd ain't gonna remember Hey Dude. I think they tried to reboot it in the early 2000s, just like they tried to with Zuma or whatever. Something of the Falls. They turned it into Zuma or something. I don't remember. There was a bunch of weird things they did. You know, a movie I'd like to see made, or a cartoon made into a movie, that I'm pretty sure none of you guys have ever heard of. Exo Squads. Exo Squad. It was on about 92, between 90 and 93. They had so many action figure toys for it back in the day. And there were these people that were like out in space, and they were fighting off this alien invasion from these purple looking people. I can't remember what they were called, but I had like every toy to every one of them. Like, I did housework, man. I learned that doing house chores at an early age made me money, and that money could buy me things. Kids these days don't have that mentality. They have, oh, well, I'm just going to use it, and if you don't like it, I'll just throw a fit until I get it. And that don't work with me. Call that one two lady to give some spit in the eye, because that's all they getting. A little spit in the eye. No offense, but she butt ugly. I don't know how she got. She had too much makeup on that day when she did that video, and people just thought it was something. Oh man, the Transformer I wish I still had from back when I was little was Optimus Prime. He stood about 18 to 20 inches tall total after you transformed him, but it was the big metal semi truck, his metal version. Like everything was metal, even his trailer. The trailer that he had was a die-cast aluminum trailer that had all the cool little dudes inside with the little mini robot that would sit in the back of his trailer and operate the little minigun that would come up out the top of his the trailer that he would have. Oh yeah, dude, I had all that, man. I absolutely. And you know what? I don't remember. I don't know where it went. Literally, I had it. It was in perfect condition. I remember it was in perfect condition because I played with it all the time. It was like my go-to toy. I remember I went to my mom's for a weekend because I lived at my grandparents. I was raised by my grandparents. I was raised by boomers. I was born in '83, but like I said, I was raised by boomers, so I consider myself a Gen X. So even though I don't technically fall under that time frame era, that's what I consider myself. I don't care what anybody says, because if you're raised by boomers, you definitely ain't millennial, and you definitely ain't whatever these newer things are. You know what I mean? But I was raised in the '80s and the '90s, so I'm as far as I'm concerned, I'm Gen X. I did everything Gen Xers had to do, and I still do everything they did back then until today. But yeah, no, man, it's crazy. Yeah, well, I mean, he was the truck, he was a gorilla for the Beast Wars comics and the anime. Which he became Optimus Primal, I believe, then, is what his name was. I believe he may have even been a different Optimus Prime altogether. But, I mean, if you watch the animated series, the cartoons from back in the early 90s, they took him from being that. They went through a wormhole, right? They go through this wormhole, and as they come out, they're in this strange, different area, and they land on a planet, which is planet Earth, but like 150,000 years, prior. So it's after the dinosaurs, but still like pre-human. So they all, they was it a Yellow Jacket or what is Bumblebee? I'm sorry, Bumblebee takes the form of a cheetah. Optimus Prime takes the form of a gorilla. You know what I mean? Starscream, he took the form of a dinosaur. What's his name? The other guy, Megatron, which is one of my favorites. He took the shape of a dragon or a wyvern, whatever it was. So yeah, like Beast Wars was awesome. Yeah, Bumblebee as a cheetah was kind of honestly, like I figured when it went to the Beast Wars thing, I figured like Bumblebee would have turned into a bumblebee, not a cheetah. But when he turned into a cheetah, I thought that was cool too. I was like, okay, yellow and black makes sense. Still works with his colors. I mean, I guess if they would have went to an insectoid, like an insect planet, he would have become a bee. I'm sure, but yeah, Megatron. Did Megatron start as a gun though? Did he really? Because I know he had what they called the microbots, which were like the midgets of the Autobots and I thought they were the ones that were the guns and stuff of that sort. Didn't he start off as like a cannon, like a tank cannon or something? I thought. I didn't think he started off as a gun. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. I don't know. I'm gonna Google that right now. I'm gonna look it up right now because I'm curious. Because if he did that, either way, that's cool, man. Okay, well, I'm not. I don't care about the movie. I don't care about the movie because in the movie he originally started off as a Cybertronian jet. It says that he was depicted as a large alien-like robot, obviously, with a white metallic body and reddish orange eyes before he got corrupted. Anyway, his body was covered in spiky angular plates and his arms ended in claws. He could transform into a Cybertronian jet and also had the ability to form weapons from his hands like a mace or a fusion cannon. And that's going based off from the villain's original wiki. But that says that it's from the movie. Okay, what's the actual Wikipedia got for him? Because if you go with the Wikipedia, I like going with that stuff. But I also do a lot of other digging. I'll do a lot of other digging too to find out. His original name was D16. Yeah, his original name was D16. He was actually a slave worker bot or guy. He was like a slave. They were oppressed by Optimus Prime's side, on Cybertron. But he did have an alternate mode where he changed himself into a Walther, Walther, Walther P38 handgun, and he's also turned himself into a particle beam weapon one other time. Yes, he was. They were his side of the faction before he became corrupted. On the Megabot side or the Decepticon side before he got corrupted by the evil thing that actually went into him, like how Prime has a core. Well, he's got one too, but his got corrupted and turned him from a white Decepticon Autobot into a black Autobot, which changed his skin color, showing his corruption, as they called it, which is kind of weird. But I mean, if you think about it, yeah, he took he when they came to Earth is when he would take the form of the P38 handgun, so that way he could gain access to locations that they wouldn't normally be able to without having to. Because at one time he was more calculating and more deceitful, and when they did things, he was what do you call it? About what I'm reading here, he was he was like he's Optimus's worst nightmare because he's a lot of strategy. Gets into strategy like no tomorrow. Like that's where him turning into a handgun came in handy. He actually, his first time turning into a handgun was to help get him into some, what is it, let me find it. A government base. He was trying to get into a government base to grab some research materials that they had on the Autobots or something. Yeah, it's weird. But it's cool because the very first wheel was an Autobot. That's funny, isn't it? And that old Jet saying that in the first movie or whatever made it canon. Because obviously we had dinosaurs and everything. The first wheel was my grandpa. Or I reset it. I liked Transformers as a kid. I was definitely a Transformers kid. But Megatron was my favorite because he was just he was so mean. But I never my grandparents, they'd never buy me the villains, you know. They'd always buy me like the heroes. They'd never buy me the villain toys. So I did, like I said, I did dishes, man. I went out, I cleaned horse stalls. I did everything, man. I was making anything from $10 to $30 a week, depending on, you know, if I did dishes, I'd get, you know, every day I'd make $10 a week. Which, I mean, my grandma, she'd, you know, obviously get us up for school. We'd eat breakfast. She'd do the dishes. She'd do the supper dishes or the lunch dishes, obviously, because we weren't home. But supper come around, you know. I'd do the dishes. She'd wash the pots and pans. At the end of the week, I got paid $10. I had every Terminator toy you could ever think of. I had every Alien toy you could think of. Like, I bust my butt off for this stuff. Like, kids these days don't even think of the concept of work to earn something. Like, I did that for my grandmother, and then down the road we had a guy that had horses as well. So for every month for $30, me and my cousin would go down there with a wheelbarrow, couple flat nose shovels. We'd go in the horse stall and we'd scrape off the floor and walls. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Scrape that manure off, you know, and $30 in my pocket every month doing that. And then, you know, like I said, anywhere from $10 to $30, you know, depending on what I did at my grandparents. So. And back then, toys were like, you know, to buy a brand new Terminator toy in like '94 was $8.99. You know what I mean? And now you buy them for like $80. If you want to buy the original from somebody, you're gonna pay a price. You know what I mean? Got that premium. And I really wish I'd kept all my toys because, like I said, I had all the Terminator. I had all the Predators. I had all the Aliens. I had all the RoboCop toys. G.I. Joe, you name it, man. I had 2 Lego buckets, those old school which were 5-gallon buckets of Legos. I had 2 of those filled with just Lego, or not Lego, but G.I. Joe figures that I'd either bought from like Walmart or from what do you call them, on the side of the roads when people would have yard sales. I had buckets of them, dude. I don't know how many King Cobra action figures I had from the G.I. Joes. I mean, I remember in the morning, Saturday morning, getting ready for it, and that thing would kick on, and first thing you hear in the morning, as soon as that cartoon kicks on, Yo Joes! And then the cartoon would start, you know, the big old red, white, and blue star would come on the screen. Oh, before you knew it, you had King Cobra coming in his purple outfit with his old gun, shooting at people, you know what I mean? Like, dude, yeah. Oh, dude, cool. See, I wish I knew what happened to my metal Transformers that I had, because like I said, I had the metal version of Optimus Prime from, I think it was 88 or maybe 89 is when it came out, and this thing was metal, and it was like he was a hefty guy too. I really wish I still had him. But you know what I do have? You know what I do have? Spangler from Ghostbusters, the original. When you squeeze his arm, his head goes, ah, and his little tie pops up. I do have that. The tie is broken, but I bet you that thing's worth some money. Unfortunately, he'd passed away. Rest his soul. Great actor. Loved him as Dr. Spangler in Ghostbusters. Played in a few other good movies as well. None that I can mention. I have seen, but nothing I remember off the top of my head. Nothing like Ghostbusters, man. Yeah, I missed that. I even got all the old turtle toy. Well, I don't have them anymore, but like the old the car, the Surfs Up car from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. All that, man. Like I had all that stuff. Dude, Ghostbusters, the Ecto one, I had up until about 15 years ago. It sat in my grandma's one old the barn at my grandparents' house, and it ended up getting broken. But I had the original Ecto one up until about 15 years ago. Up till about 20 years ago, I had all my Alien action figures. Sold off all my Aliens action figures for less than $300, not even thinking the value of them. I just wanted to get rid of stuff at the time. I was just trying to make room. I had a newborn baby coming at the time. I figured I didn't need it. I really wasn't big into using the internet at the time. You know, it's like almost 18 years ago, you know. I really wasn't big on it. Had I been smart enough and looked up the prices and stuff like that, yeah. I had all the original 52 Goosebumps books too, up until about 20 years ago. Really kicked myself in the butt for selling those, because I'd earned every penny for those books, man. Dude, I had everything. I had Ripley. I had her with her yellow exo, or her yellow machine that she used for moving. Dude, I had that. I had the Queen Alien. I had the Flying Queen Alien. I had the King Alien. Dude, I had every alien you could think of. I had the standard Scorpion Alien, which you guys know what that is. Like, when you guys watch the movie Aliens, the standard alien you see crawling around on the walls and crap like that with the big dome, that is technically called a Scorpion Alien. The tail has that point at the end. It's a Scorpion Alien. They also had an animated series, well, a comic series they came out with back in the early 90s, and a cartoon which brought us the Bull Alien, the Scorpion Alien, a praying mantis alien, a snake cobra alien, which was the coolest one, because that one you could actually wrap around your arm and it would just sit there. So, oh yeah, okay, so you know what toys I'm talking about then. You probably had to buy some for your kids. I was still young in '93, man. I was only 10 in '93, since I was born in '83. But dude, at the age of 10, I was already working under the table jobs that standard kids would have not been doing. You know what I mean? So for me at this time and age, for me to see kids that are 14, 16, 17 without a part-time job, not doing nothing, just sitting around playing video games all day, makes me absolutely sick, and it's just mind-boggling that nobody's put their foot down. And I don't care how you put the foot down. I don't care if you put it on the back of their ankle or on the back of their melon. I don't care where you put it. I don't care how you do it. But man, kids these days just don't have no structure. Not like we used to. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. If I could feel my arms right now and could work, me personally, I'd be working right now. Well, no, I wouldn't. Today's Saturday. I should be in church right now. You know what? I thanked him this morning when I woke up. I'm Seventh Day Advent. I don't work Friday nights or Saturdays. That's just how our religion works. Friday night from the time the sun goes down till the sun goes down on Saturday. technically we don't do much at all. That's our time for technically praying and all that stuff. I was raised with it, I understand it, I get it, but I also know that my body is my temple and I'm going to worship it the way I want, and I will worship him how I want. I don't have to go to a church to do that. I don't got to go to some big extravagant congregation, give my money that's just going to get sent over to Europe or wherever the main church is at, you know what I mean, over there, the Vatican. I'm not doing that. Well, technically Saturday is the true day, because if you look at the original calendar back when Jesus was born, they say that it happened at a certain time, but they're basing their time off New Age time and not the pre-time and pre-calendar era. Because in the original calendar era, the pagan calendar, he is born on midnight after Friday, which is what? What is it? Saturday. Saturday makes it what? Your Sabbath. The day you go to praise the birth of Jesus. Know what I mean? So yeah, it's weird. And technically, originally, we had 13 months, not 12. The newer age religions actually changed that up so that it would what? I'm sorry to say it for some of you guys, if it breaks your tiny little hearts, I don't care. It was set forth so that they could find a way to control you and start the form of control. It was all started off with a basis of religion. Religion was created to control. And once they found a way to use religion to control, they never stopped. They figured out, okay, now we can do this, we can get rid of the 13th month. They got rid of the 13th month. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. But if you look at the calendar, your calendar is all based off from pagan names too, though. You know what Monday is? Moon. Saturday is Saturn. It was based off the original 7 planet bodies they could see. So Monday is technically Moon Day. And that's actually how it was said back in the day. If you were to use their original language, Monday was not Monday, it was Moon Day. Yeah, that's weird. And then Saturday was technically Saturn Day. Yeah. Each day was technically a day to worship each planetary system. It's weird. And originally in each month, if it was done right with having a 13-month calendar, each month had an exact set of days, except for the 13th month would only have half the amount of days. But we originally had 13 months. Yep. And it doesn't help that the church, the Vatican, or whoever you want to blame it on, back in the day decided to add 300 years of fake history to us. So they're I think it broke my thing for my oh, as long as it keeps work. Yeah, my gas pedal's not working for crap, dude. I think it broke my gas pedal, you guys. I got that thing all the way down. Yeah, I'm not, dude. I think I broke my pedal. Come on, keep working for me. How long have I been going? 2 hours? Dude, 2 hours. And I'm even easy in it on my... Yeah, dude, the spring's gone in my pedal. Yeah, spring's gone. Man, it broke. God dang it. I'm gonna have to end up ending the stream here shortly. I'm not gonna keep doing this. Yeah, I can go backward fine. I'm having to push down on my gas pedal and then lift back up on it with my foot. I broke my pedal. I guess I know what not to talk about anymore. Man, I gotta stay away from. See, I start talking religion, my pedals break. Man, I wasn't even putting it down either. Man upstairs was like, "You wanna talk? Break a spring." God dang it. Yeah, I can't do this. Oh. Hopefully it just popped off in there and I can replace it. If not, I've got a couple of old Nerf guns that I stole from the kids that I got laying around. Oh, hey, you guys, if by chance, okay, so most of these pedals, right, they have a pretty weak spring in them. All right, if you guys have like Thrustmaster or anything like that and you guys use a foot pedal, all right, they're actually pretty easy to fix. If you have an old Nerf gun, you know, the old style where you got to pull back on the spring, you know, the old cock lever where you got to pull it back to get the spring to lock into place. That spring is actually stiff enough that if you put it in your pedal, you'll actually fix your stuff and build a wee bit of muscle in your legs. I don't know if I can use my other foot pedal thing because they got the same like little like telephone style look jack on the end and all that. Yeah, like because this is like I can go backward, but I'm not liking the thrill that I'm having to use my left foot for gas and then my right foot to lift up my pedal. So, dude, that ain't cool, man. I was having a great start. We got 6 people here watching, dude. This is ridiculous. You know what? Give me an hour or two, and I guess I'll jump over and I'll play some Call of Duty, or maybe maybe I'll try out that new game I've got called Space Engineers. I just downloaded it last night, so I have no clue. But I'll see if my wheel thing is compatible with my Thrustmaster foot and brake stuff, because like I said, I've already replaced that one once and rebuilt that. So if it's compatible, I'll switch that out, and then tomorrow morning we'll kick off again on this. But if not, I'll tear this apart later and try to replace the spring. Either way, I'll be back on tomorrow morning with this. But yeah, I don't know. Give me an hour or two, and maybe I'm gonna go out and check the garden, maybe mow real quick, and then we'll jump in with some Call of Duty or something for a couple hours. I don't know. Like, I really didn't expect this thing to break. But yeah. Oops. Oh well. You know what I mean? As Forrest Gump said, happens. You know what I mean? It happens. Man, chat. I'm sorry about that. Like, I really want to keep going. I was having fun tearing up stuff like Dookie with this guy. Man, this guy, he's big. He don't grab as much as the other guy, but look at him. I mean, he's beefy. He's what we want to play with anyway. But with that being said, you guys, I do appreciate y'all tuning in. If you haven't done yet, smash that like, subscribe, turn your bell on, and I'll see you guys all back here for the next one. I appreciate you. Y'all are epic. Y'all stay safe. Take care.